Right, so we're back here at Python, our Python session. We have our data uploaded. So now we are ready to start combining all of this data. So we have already imported pandas, but we're going to need also some extra libraries. We are going to import another important library called numpy as np. Numpy stands for numeric Python, and I always import it because it always has handy functionalities there. We are going to import OS, and this is a library. OS stands for operating system, and it will allow us to access many functionalities. For example, in our case, if we upload a bunch of files, we want to have those files in a list because that way we can save some time. So we're going to import OS, and finally we are going to import another library. This is more, like to facilitate our life. This library is called tqdm. So from tqdm, import tqd. And please note that here I am using this from instead of importing the entire library because I just want to import one function from the entire library. I don't want to import it all, okay? So let's run this, and there we have it. We have our libraries imported. Let's start coding. So what I was saying in the other in the previous cell is that we're going to use OS because all of these files, if we want to read them, we're going to have to manually type the name of the file because that's what pandas wants. But I mean, it will take some time to write the name of all of these files. So we are going to use Python to get this done for us. So we're going to create a place where we are going to actually save all of these files. And let me show you the function from OS that we're going to use. It's called os list.dir, list directory. So when we call this function, this is going to tell us all of the different files that we have in here inside. Okay, so what we want is only the files that have the word supply inside. Okay, so this is what we want to achieve. Okay, great. So we're going to say, right, we're going to create an empty place to store this information. This is going to be a Python dictionary. And we're going to say that for all of the files that are inside this list here functionality that I just showed you before, for all of the files that this is going to node, if the word supply is in the name of that file, is that the case, then we're going to actually extract the year related to that file. So what is the year information? Well, if we look here in this name, the year is just before this point and this format of the file, this file extension. Okay, so we can grab that file name and we can split it by the dot. And what we want to do is to grab the first element. That means the element to the left. This is going to grab this name and it's going to split it into half, the xlsx extension in one of the elements and the name of the file in the other element. So we just want the first part, the left part. And so we say that we want the first element. And remember, Python counts from 0, not from 1. So we grab the 0 element. But this is the entire name. This will be supply data 2020. What we want is just the last part. So we are going to re-split this name again. But this time, instead of splitting via a dot, I'm going to split via the underscore. Okay. So I type the underscore. And what do I want? So if we split this name using the underscore, so this is going to split it in 3 portions. First supply, then data, then 2020. What I want is just the last part or the third part. And remember, since Python starts counting from 0, so this will be 0, 1, 2. So this 2, 1. So here I have my information. And okay, this information is going to come in text, and I want this GL information to be in numeric form. So I'm going to use this int function. Int stands for integer, that is going to transform that text into a number, into an integer. Right. So I have this information. So in my dictionary that I created, I'm going to say, well, the file name that corresponds to the supply data, I'm also going to associate it with the corresponding year. Okay, so we're going to run this and let's inspect what we obtain. Okay, so now what we have, it's a collection of all of the names of the files and the corresponding year associated with that file. This is going to be very important because it's going to help us a lot in the combination of the data.